All right, my friends, I'm so glad to be back in my usual routine. I despise traveling. I'm not one of these people who digs it. I just don't like it. I don't care for it. I hate airports. I hate people. I hate waiting, getting there, the process. It's all, I mean, for all practical purposes, it's meaningless. It's not that difficult. It's easy. I don't know why. It's West Coast, which is forever. You know, I mean, it's okay. I made it, but I despise it. And some people love this shite, and I can't stand it. I hate people. I hate people. They're pigs. Pigs, I'm telling you. Do you hear what I'm saying? They're pigs. I don't know where this came from. I don't know when did we see this level of, I don't know what the word is. When did we see this? And I want to bitch and moan, but let me tell you, I'm so glad to be here. So glad to be with you. Did you miss me? Did you miss me? How do you show your love? How do you show your love? We've got the best damn show there is, because unlike most people, I'm not lecturing you. I got to tell you something. I'm just letting stuff off my chest, okay? Number 1, would somebody please tell me something new about Israel? How many people feel you just said, I've heard this before? I got it. I got it. What are you telling me the same stuff for? Do you think that Israel perhaps should have known? Yes! Who doesn't know this? Stop bringing up the goddamn thing about the paraglider. I think maybe Netanyahu. Yes! 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 Why don't you call Hamas a terrorist? But okay, fine. They're terrorists. Do you not understand the way Hamas must be to people in Gaza? Do you think they're making this up? Do you think they're making this up? Do you? When they're telling you these horrible stories, do you think? Question number 1. And by the way, I'm still getting off of this. You know, I think it is. I think it's that traveling. And I think being in a plane. Well, no. Take that back. I had that the other day. No. Oh, I had this woman next to me. I'm sorry. Please, I don't want to bring up this huge woman, basically wearing like stretch pants and pink hair and a mask. She must have weighed 300 pounds and she's worrying about a mask. What do you think you're going to get? If you die, it's going to be from comorbidity, and the comorbidity is going to be co-obesity. Lose 100 pounds, lose the mask. What do you think? Let me just ask you a question. Sir, please, I'm throwing a lot at you right now because I got a lot to vent. Do people think that I just can't lose weight? I've got to be 100 pounds overweight. You don't understand. I've tried everything. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Unless you're going to pull this Matthew Perry, and that's another one. Enough with Matthew Perry. Jesus Christ, enough. He died. It's sad. Do you want to talk about other sad people who died? For the love of God, shut up about Matthew Perry. Jeez, is this the only person who's ever died because of I don't know what? Everybody immediately says, well, it's because of the drug. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. Oh, and they keep showing this business where He has this lip thing. I'm telling you, when he talks, I just zero and go, what is that? What is it in his mouth? Okay, fine. It's sad that he died. Okay, they were making, you know how much they make? 20 million. Was it 20 million a year? Residuals, 20 million a year for that stupid show. No more of that. No more of that. Matthew Perry, they keep showing he gets indignant. You know, this was less Nancy Reagan said, just say no. Do you think I want to just stay home and just say no? This is a sickness. Would you shut up? Don't get mad at people because people don't necessarily understand that your addiction is a sickness. I'm sorry. It's this attitude. Like, don't you understand? I'm not responsible for any of this. I'm not responsible for any of this. I have been born under this cloud, and I believe it is addiction. And I believe there are people who perhaps because of some kind of a predisposition, perhaps, maybe, I think there are some. I don't want to spend it, but enough of this. You want to talk about something? Let's start talking about where these drugs are coming from. Where are they coming from? And the people who are dropping dead on fentanyl coming from China and the borders, what's going on with that? Anybody want to talk about that? No. I've had enough of Matthew Perry. Shut up. And let me tell you something about Nancy Reagan. She said, just say no. We said no. Look, I'm not going to sit here and act. I understand this stuff. We said no. We have this idea now that you don't understand. I'm not in control of my weight, my behavior, my fears, my trepidation, my scaredy cat little world I live with, my little therapy dog. Everything about us, we're in no control. I can't go to work. I can't stop this addiction. I don't know about that. Again, I'm not saying it's like, saying no to waltz music or something like that. It's not turning a channel. I recognize this. But there's a lot of us out there who said we could have gotten addicted to heroin, but we said, no, we don't want to do it. We said no. We said no. And there are people, many of us, who have been through a lot of work trying our best to lose weight, and we did it. But these people, they go, I can't do that. Why? I'm just big bone. You see what's happening? How come all those other people are friends? How come they didn't do it? What? Because he's born under this star? Maybe he is. I don't know. But when this Matthew Perry in this post-mortem lecturing, I'm an addict. Don't you understand? I'm an addict. God damn it, don't talk to me like that. How dare you talk to me like that? Who do you think you are? You want to talk about addicts? Let's go to Kensington. You know what that is? That's outside of Philly. You want to have some fun? Let's go there, shall we? Let's spend some time there. You don't know what this stuff is. You don't even know the rigors of this, dear God. You see people in the street and they're strewn about and they're just, oh my God. It is chilly. Heather Ray got some Florida folks. It's 45 degrees here. Okay, now that we talked about that, great. I am so sick of this Matthew Perry. Who in the hell is Matthew Perry? This auto mourn, no words. I'm devastated. You're not devastated. You never talked to this guy before. I don't understand it. There are people who've never, they have to do it because they have to go on and they have to be a part of the tabs and they've got to be a part of the whatever it is. Oh my God. What about the kids who were missing? What about the kids? The people who are dying of overdosing from fentanyl? What about all this? Why am I supposed to show this inordinate attention to Matthew Perry? Would you please stop? Enough. My God. Is anybody not responsible for anything? Anything? How is it that some people, this is a guy who makes $20 million a year, whatever, in residuals alone. Residuals. You could say, I'm going to get the best, put me in a coma, do whatever it is. I will lock my whatever. And then, well, he was a sad man because he never found the love of his life. How many people here never found the love of your life? What are you, chopped liver? Is he the first one? Well, you know, he probably proposed to this woman because he was drunk. Oh, that's never happened before. Who in the hell how did we exist before Matthew Perry explaining to us the travails of life? They act like, because they're boring, they have nothing better to do, and this stuff works because the media just shove things at you left and right as though you are I don't know what the word is. You're just, it's like the media are this, it's like a runaway train. You got to keep feeding it full of stuff. Just keep feeding it. Keep sending it stuff. Whatever the story is. Okay, enough of that. Okay? Now, here's the story. And let me also tell you something. I'll talk to you about your Matthew Perry. If you and I can go to parts and look at people who were veterans, war veterans, and people who've lived through the most horrific of times, who've seen the most incomprehensible and mental illness, and who had benefits cut. But if you're Ukraine, you get billions sent there, and everybody else. So I just want this perspective, okay? I wish somebody would say, stop, please, do not talk about me. Talk about people who need it. There's more stuff. There's a guy on YouTube who has cirrhosis. It's one of the most fascinating things. You ever seen somebody with cirrhosis? You ever seen this? Not everybody gets cirrhosis. Not everybody has shakes. Not everybody. It's a brutal existence. Okay, fine. Next. I don't understand. I was at an airport with Mrs. L, and there's this guy sitting next to me, and he's got sort of I don't know what this word is, but he had to kind of, he just had this. Anyway, he's on the phone. This is the conversation. Ready for this? It went something like this. So anyway, can you get mommy or some? When people refer to mothers and parents as mommy, I don't know what the guys. Anyway, will you get mommy to call the CVS to get a COVID vaccine? They discontinued the one I wanted to get the vaccine, and I'm thinking to myself, first, it's a free country. It's a free country. You can do whatever you want. You want the vaccine? Don't get the vaccine. Where have you been lately? Where have you? Do you know the serious questions people are saying? Whoa, hold it. Wait a minute. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the myocarditis. Let's talk about a lot of other stuff. This is a different story here. Do you want to talk about that? I think we should talk about this. I think we should talk about this. Do you? So I look over, I'm thinking, oh my God. Now, he's a sports guy from the past. You know his name. I'm not going to mention his name, but now there is a group of people who are always putting together these stories of all of these folks who are of note, these famous people who are dropping dead like flies. They're dropping dead. Now, I told you, and I still tell you, and I will repeat to you, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're dropping dead because of any type of whatever that they took. I'm not saying that. I am not saying that. But you've got to ask yourself, is anybody even remotely talking about this? Where does anybody have any suspicion? Do people notice anything? This is the part. And I got to tell you this other story. And by the way, my stories today have no rhyme or reason, no connectivity whatsoever. Let me give you this one. This one kills me. Yair Netanyahu spends war in Florida, calls to boycott evil TV channels. In a recent Instagram post, Yair Netanyahu, this is Bibi's son, the son of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, has broken his silence since the start of the war in Gaza. He lives in Florida? This is Yair Netanyahu's first tweet this is from the Jerusalem Post, with his initial tweet focusing on a criticism of Event 12 commentator, blah, 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 blah. Wait a minute. Whoa. He's in Florida. Wait a minute. What? No, but they didn't even talk about this. Yair Netanyahu spends war in Florida. What? Did you see this? Is there a reason for this? Am I missing something? He's in Florida? What? And he's commented. Let me tell you what I saw some. In the second time I was in Israel. It was during the last Gaza in 20. I don't know when it was. They had a 100%. No, excuse me, a 120% re-enlistment because everything is kind of on a reservist thing, which is another story too. Israel is not the military powerhouse you think it is. But in any event, there was a woman there. I swear to God, looked like somebody's grandmother. She's got the fatigues on, and she said, "I'm going to help. I'm going to do something." There were people who came out of a woodwork with uniform. I'm going to help this is my country. Maybe it was beautiful to hear people say, "This is my country." Whether you like Israel or not, I don't know. I'm telling you, just like there are Palestinians who are proud of their cause as well, and they should be reflected or accepted as such. But this woman, she says, "I'm going to help. I'm going to do something." And she was at it was an area we were at, I don't know where, Ashkelon, I think it was right around the south. And she's standing there and she's helping, do something. And this guy's in Florida. I must be missing. I'd say, you're going to get your ass there. Yeah, look, I understand not being in the front lines. I got it. You don't want to capture. What? It's unbelievable. Where are we going with this? Where are we going? Now, let me also tell you something. And I want you to listen, and I want you to listen carefully. Okay? I always thought that in a lot of cases, not all, but in a lot of cases, people would overdo the Holocaust suggestion and connection. Always. It's like, enough. You're pushing this a little, a little too much. Holocaust, 6 million Jews. Different story than this. Okay. But what I'm hearing now, when you're hearing people who are suggesting, hey, I mean, there's always, violence in the street because of race or religion. Hell, they were knocking the hell out of Asian women a while back, and nobody cared about this. But when you hear somebody say in different airports, storming airports, bring us the Jews, it's like, wait a minute, hold it. Now this is barbaric. What are we talking about here? Dear God, what level of what? This is nuts. Insane. This is the most incredible. I mean, I can't believe what I'm saying. FBI warns terror threat. High hatred of Jews surges. And did you see Ray and these other people? Why in the hell don't they have this? Oh, I'll put it this way. I hope their concern is greater than that which I am hearing for put it this way. I hope they show the same concern that they do for purposes of things like, what am I trying to say? Pronoun misappropriation and transphobia and all this other nonsense. I hope they show the same amount of concern over this. This is serious. If somebody said, bring out the Armenians, bring out the Jews, the blacks, the gays, wait a minute, hold it. This is America. Well, this happened in the country. You better pay attention to this right now. Better pay attention to this. Now, let me stop you right now. Let me ask you something. You do know, do you not? You do know, my friends, that I'm asking you, as usual, to make sure that you always subscribe, right? You understand this? You got that? You've got to subscribe. We need your subscriptions. The subs mean a lot. Don't forget to follow me on that there X thing. And of course, you have to like the video and subscribe. That's the way it is. Also, hit the notification bell, which apparently you have, so that, whenever we have a different, live stream, you're there. If ever you want to go and hear the uncensored version of what I want to talk about, you can go to lionelmedia.com and sign up accordingly. Don't forget about Lynn's Warriors on X or Twitter. I'm sorry, it's Twitter. I can't do the X thing, okay? You understand that? Now, again, emergency food. You do not have the ability to go a week with no food. We were gone a few days. We got nothing here. I mean, I got stuff, but nothing. If God forbid, right now, today, if we didn't have our emergency food, there's nothing. I mean, having a box of cereal, you don't have it. Go to preparedwithlionel.com. This is the most important thing in the world, emergency food. And people are like, I don't know, I guess. Emergency food? Brakes, carbon monoxide detectors, fire alarms, emergency food? Why this is even advertised? It should be demanded. Preparedwithlionel.com. Preparedwithlionel.com. You hear me? And also, pillows, percales, Mike Lindell. That's right. Somebody said the other day, is he selling stuff? You're goddamn right, I'm selling stuff. I'm a capitalist. What do you think this is? Communist Soviet Union? What is this? I'm selling stuff because it's good and people love it and people need it. You don't have a problem with commerce, do you? You don't have a problem with that, do you? Do you? When you go to your job, is he asking for a paycheck again? What is the matter with this woman? Okay. And by the way, let me ask you this. Remember, it's very soon. I'm going to be at the Cutting Room February 3rd. Tickets are available. You got to go online. Everything I'm saying right now is available in the comment section. Okay? I'm going to say that. That's all I'm going to tell you. People are so weird sometimes. They say the rudest stuff. You have no idea. No idea. And also, I love you. Don't send me emails about some article you've read. I just, they're never any good. They're like, did you see this guy on Rumble? He's great. I beg you. I don't want to. What is this? This isn't the good stuff. Let me just tell you right now. This world is falling apart. And what is happening right now, the level of propaganda, lies, distortion, direction, and they are ready to go. They are ready to go with, I got to tell you the story. I just thought of it. Mrs. Ellen and I were heading back. So we're getting some food. And they're just Thai places. Well, it looks nice. You know, those little hockey puck things they give you. Like sometimes at, they have them at, like Chuck E. Cheese or, I don't know if it's Chuck E. Cheese. They give you this thing and it beeps. You know, when you're called, it goes off. And so I'm walking around with this hockey puck. And there, and anyways, fine. So we're walking around and it was Halloween. I said, okay, great. So I looked, and there was these about four women, and they've got these dogs. And the dogs are therapy dogs, I guess. And they've got one had a little bat wings. Like, okay. And one had, and the handlers have, like a clown outfit on. I'm thinking, what the hell is this? Are there a convention? Are they going someplace? No. This particular airport said, we hire these people to come and just walk around so people can pet their dogs. And I thought, what? You're presuming that we're under what, stress or something? Okay, fine. My blood pressure does not drop because I'm petting a dog. My blood pressure goes up when the dog smells. Okay? I don't know where this came from. I don't know where this lunacy came from. You pet a dog and your blood pressure does. No, it doesn't. My diastolic doesn't know I'm petting a dog. There's no idea. My autonomic response is not say, hey, is that wet dog smell? Lower it, guys. Lower it. He's calm now. No. I'm getting annoyed. First of all, I want to say, why are you wouldn't believe the number of people who are saying, hey, what is this? There's this dog. And these dog owners, they live through their dogs because these people are miserable. They have no life, but their dog. You ever see two dog owners? Oh, look at that. That's a Shih Tzu poo-poo, and that's a cuckoo-dooku, and we're miserable. I wouldn't talk to you. I have nothing to say. I'm a void, vacuous, vapid, vacant shell of a human being, but I got a dog, and I walk around the dog as it lifts its leg and urinates and drops a load, and I got to pick it up with a plastic bag, and I'm going to walk behind the dog and pick up steaming egesta from a schnauzer? What are you, nuts? Are you what? What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Well, my blood pressure is going up now. I don't want to pick this up, especially when it's fresh. Sorry. And I know what I'm saying is, oh my God, I love my dog. Good. Have at it. I think dogs are better than people for the most part. But I don't like this attitude of, I have a dog because I'm superior. I'm a nothing, but you're going to love my dog. And here, look. Ooh, And there are some breeds of dog that are so ugly and nasty and they smell. And I just, again, it's a free country. Do whatever you want. But when they walk around and they're always like, well, I've got nothing to do. I'm retired. I'm going to bring this dog to you. I say, you know what really works? And they do work. Horses work incredibly well with autistic kids. Horses are really something. So I'm not arguing that point. These people would have probably brought a horse, brought a Shetland into the sea terminal, for whatever it is. But my God. And I also want to tell you, do you have any idea of how, and I don't even know how to start this. Because there's so much that I see about human beings that are just, we are a people who don't know anything. We are a group of people who don't know anything. And we don't care about anything. And the world is falling apart. You understand what I'm saying? It is falling apart. It is in free fall. This is worse than anything anybody could even imagine as happening. That's all I'm going to tell you. What is happening in the Middle East is so off the rails, off the chains. It's nuts. It is nuts. It is worse than anything anybody has ever seen or imagined. It has nothing to do with Gaza. It has nothing to do with the Palestinians. No. This is about a reconfiguration in terms of everything. And you are going to see hate. Now, let me ask you this question. And let me ask you, and maybe you can say, well, what's the matter with us now? Are we really that different? Well, sort of. Recently, I happened to, and God bless YouTube for this, the stories of men who came back to this country from serving their country in a war that they did not ask for. They were oftentimes drafted. And they come into these United States and they have to ditch their clothes because they're met by these punks who spat at them and cursed them and called them baby killers. And this was in 72, Vietnam War. They were doing that then. And you wonder why people are going to be involved in whatever today? Stop it. You listen to me. Listen to me carefully. We are a vile group of people with no affiliation, no connection, no nothing to anything. Do you hear me? We live in a world right now with some of the meanest, most vapid, void, vacant, vacuous, insipid, unidimensional, synthetic nothings who don't understand anything. They're either wildly, psychotically, anti-human. Oh, by the way, here's one for you. I came across this. Everybody's saying, hey, you think the Hamas folks used amphetamines? Yes, Murgatroyd. Yes, they did. Yes. I don't know where you've been. Hitler was into the meth. There is my new favorite, dissociative thing is berserker blind rage syndrome. The berserkers, remember this? They were the ones who would drink something and just go berserk, hence the term. It's characterized by A, violent overreaction to physical, verbal, or visual insults. B, amnesia during the actual period of violence. C, abnormally great strength. D, specifically target-oriented violence. It's a dissociative disorder most commonly seen on airlines, which I added that. This is who we are. This is who we are, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. This is who we are. It is demented. It is demented. And let me tell you something. You can say, "What? I don't give a damn what you think about if you're pro-Palestinian, about Jewish. Doesn't matter." That's the ignition point. That's World War III. And you're going to see it here before you know it. And we are falling apart. We are wasting our time on this goddamn Matthew Perry. Enough. Enough. It's not the end of the world. Half of these solipsistic, narcissistic people couldn't care less about him. But because it's the Daily Mail calling, oh, they're fine. My God, they're most, I have no words. I'm devastated. Devastated. You're when did you talk to him last? Hollywood is filled with these people. What are you talking about? You're devastated from this? Did you call him last time? No. And it is sad, but I want to talk about the number of veterans who commit suicide. Not who, let's face it, this is a way to go, who die in their hot tub in their $6 million cottage that they I guess he sold out of his properties and he's kind of, downsizing. And listen, it's sad. He's 50, whatever. And he was a miserable guy and wanted a wife. Okay, fine. I'm sorry. Why is his death worse than anybody else? Because he's Chandler Bing? I never saw that show one time. I saw an episode here or there, but I didn't even know the way they had this apartment and it was ridiculous. Listen, it's sad. It's sad. But I don't go crazy just because it's some, I'm doing a lot of air quotes because it's some, I don't know, some celebrity. I'm wondering about kids who are committing suicide, people who are mentally ill now, people who are not able to handle or to go into programs because our monies that might be available for them, if you were more socialist, is going to Ukraine or Israel for what? I have no idea. To buy weapons to kill people. This is how screwed up we are. Okay? So do us a favor. Somebody say, let's get all your stories out. Do whatever you want. You can read. I don't care about it. But I've had enough of this. There's something wrong with this auto mourn. I'm upset more by his death than you are. No, you're not. I am. I was a huge Friends fan. I was a bigger Friends fan. I can't believe it. I'm no words. I can't speak. Shut up. That's enough. All right, my friends. I am back and I'm ready for Freddie. And it was great being back with you live. Make sure you follow this thing. Make sure you follow it. You hear what I'm saying? Because it's still the best show there is. And I swear to you, I'm going to say, I don't want to say this because I like them. There's one show that you will say, oh, he's great. He's got the same people on all the time saying the same stuff about Israel or Ukraine. We've heard it. Jesus, come up with something new. I know. It's the worst. I'm saying, how about, look, don't have a new show unless you have something new. Don't. But just a free country, you do whatever you want to do. How about these mafia shows? You ever heard these mob shows? If I hear one more Tommy DeSimone story, I'm going to scream. But it's a free country. Do whatever you want. I want new things. New. I'm going back and I'm just going through the histories of just so many things that are so fascinating. All right, dear friends. You have a great and a glorious day, okay? Don't ever change. Stand your ground. Don't ever let people tell you what to do. And don't forget to follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors on X. And don't forget to go to her YouTube channel, Lynn's Warriors, and sign up. And until tonight, we'll see you at 7 p.m. Don't forget the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Dead.